Hi, this video is on multiplying by a decimal. By the end of this video, you should be able to take a decimal and multiply it by any number. So let's take a look at how we would multiply by a decimal. We multiply by a decimal like we would an integer, which is just a whole number. We then have to work out where the decimal will go in our answer. Let's take a look at two examples to illustrate this point. Okay, here are my two examples that I'm going to use to describe how to multiply by a decimal. Let's say I've got my first example, 12.31, and I want to times it by 7. The way I start this off is by multiplying 1231 by 7. That's getting rid of the decimal point altogether and making this multiplication. I'll show you where the decimal point goes back in after we get our answer. So 7 ones are 7, 7 threes are 21, so I'm going to put the 1 down and carry the 2. 7 twos are 14, plus 2 more is 16, carry the 1. And 7 ones are 7, plus 1 more is 8. So I've got 8617 is going to be in my answer. Now let's take a look at the question again. I've got 12.31 and I'm timesing it by 7. My answer is going to be close to 12 lots of 7 because that's what 12.31 is close to. Now 12 times 7 is 84, so my answer should be close to 84. When I look at where my answer is 8617, I need to put the decimal point in so that my answer is close to 84. Now, if I put my decimal point after the 1, that's 861.7. That's going to be way too big. And if I put my decimal point between the 8 and the 6, that's 8.617. That's close to 8. So that's going to be nowhere near 84. If I put my decimal point between the 6 and the 1, however, my answer is going to be 86.17. That's very close to 84. And in fact, I kind of expected that to be my answer because I'm actually multiplying not 12 by 7, but a little bit more than 12 times 7. So my answer should be a little bit more than 84. Now, there is a rule to working out where the decimal point goes, but I'm going to show that to you in the next question. So let's look at this next question. 3.63 times 6.9. Let's kind of figure out what that answer is going to be close to. 3.63 is pretty close to 4, and 6.9 is pretty close to 7. So my answer is going to be roughly 4 times 7, which is 28. Now I know that my answer is going to be less than that because the two numbers that I used, 4 and 7, are actually bigger than my numbers that I'm trying to multiply, but this is giving me an estimate about what my answer should be. So to get this answer, I'm going to start off by multiplying 363 by 69. So that's just those numbers without the decimal points in them. Here's how I go. I'm going to start off with my 9 and multiply it by 3. That gives me 27, so I'm going to carry the 2. 9 sixes are 54, plus 2 more is 56, so I'm going to put the 6 down and carry the 5. 9 threes are 27, plus 5 more is 32. Now I'm going to multiply my 6 by my top set of numbers, but this 6 represents 60, so I'm going to start off with a 0 in my next row. 6 threes are 18, and I need to carry the 1, and I put that here next to my 6. 6 sixes are 36, plus 1 more is 37. I carry my 3. 6 threes are 18, plus 3 more is 21. So when I add these two answers together, I'm going to get 7 plus 0 is 7, 6 plus 8 is 14, carry the 1, 2 plus 7 is 9, plus 1 more is 10, carry the 1, 1 plus 3 plus 1 is 5, and 2 by itself is 2. So my answer is going to be 25047. Now in order to get my answer, I know that my answer is going to be close to 28, which means that my decimal point is going to have to go here between the 5 and the 0, making 25.047. But let's have a look at our question again. In my question I have 3.63 and I'm multiplying by 6.9. If I count up how many numbers are after my decimal point in my question, I have 1, 2, 3 numbers after the decimal points in my question. Now the rule is that I need to have that many decimal points after a decimal point in my answer as well. So I need to put this decimal point in such a place here between the 5 and the 0, because then I will have 1, 2, 3 numbers after the decimal point in my answer, making 3.63 times 6.9 25.047. And those are my two examples. Okay, so what should you write? A heading multiplying by a decimal is a good start, And then we're going to start with the first step, estimate your answer. The second step, multiply the numbers without any decimals. And the third step, place the decimal point in the answer so there are the same number of decimal places in the answer as there are in the question. Getting down the two questions that I went through on the video with all the working out, is also a good way to end it. And that's it. Hopefully now you'll be able to multiply by a decimal using your multiplication skills. Remember, estimate, multiply, put the decimal in. Good luck.